Georg, with his name hopefully finally cleared, decided to turn his attention back to hunting displacer beasts, and once more his hunt ends in utter failure. Frustrated, he seeks out the aged ranger and asks her advice. She directs him to a hunter who agrees to hunt down these displacer beasts for him. In return, he asks that Georg keep him in mind when the time comes to replace the current rather old ranger. Georg also decides to check up on the orphan he created and finds that she has been taken in by a family, and he donates some gold to ease his conscience. He also checks in with Marjorie to ask if she wishes to visit Thornwood with him to investigate Lady Redshield further. In response, Marjorie reveals that she has in fact been forced by Lady Redshield to spy on Georg after the lady imprisoned her family, and the entire story she told him was a lie. Georg brooks her no ill will, and even agrees to see if he can release her family from the dungeons. He rents a horse for a hefty deposit and heads off to Thornwood. But not long after leaving town, he is ambushed by bandits. Of course, they are no match for a wizard of Georg's skill, and he soon scatters the thugs, but not before one of the rat bastards steals Georg's horse. Swearing not to lose another horse, Georg hunts down the bandit, who leads him on a merry chase for most of the day. But eventually, Georg tracks him down and finds a small camp. He waits till nightfall and starts his slaughter. So angered was Georg by the defiance of these fools that he uses lightning bolt to blast them to bits and also start a major forest fire. He camps in the forest for the night and is approached by some ogres, but he manages to talk his way out of trouble thanks to the enlarge spell and ogre stupidity. He reaches Thornwood the next day, and the first thing he does is head to the Redshield estate to investigate. He finds a secret laboratory, no doubt belonging to Lady Redshield, and though some items appear to have been removed, a vast wealth of knowledge remains. Next up, he has an audience with Countess Castilian. From her, he finally learns that the mysterious Carrick is a cleric-turned-bandit who has rallied some men to his cause, calling themselves Bastards of the Firewood. They have conquered the town of Anvil to the northeast, killing the local baron and setting fire to the keep. Georg frees Marjorie's family from the dungeon and learns Marjorie was engaged to marry the butcher's son. He buys a mule and cart, and early the next day loads it up with all the things from the Redshield laboratory and heads back to Misty Rapids. And except for a couple of easily scared off bandits, the journey is uneventful. With some spare time on his hands, he decides to visit the temple, and finds it has become rather festive and decorated with the colours of Nadinis. After messing with the clergy, he returns to Misty Rapids to plan his next steps. Has Georg's horsebane curse finally been dispelled? Will he get his own wizard's tower? Will his new library unveil any uses for unicorn blood? Find out next time on Dicing with Death.
Hello.
Typed out to chat.
They can see our faces. We're gonna have to redo this. Hey there. Well, okay. No, I'm not muted. I'm muted. You're not muted. No. They shouldn't be able to hear you. Your levels aren't moving. I don't know. We might have to redo that intro.
What intro?
We might just have to restart everything for the YouTube VODs because this was too much of a production issue.
Did they get the recap?
They got the recap, but for some reason our audio was failing for no reason whatsoever.
Blame Neil.
Yes. That is the right way to blame Neil. So...
Are you concerned that YouTube viewers will turn it off if they get past the intro and it? Well, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
If
All
they
right.
wait through the intro, they'll wait an extra 10 seconds, and if they're gonna skip the intro, they'll just skip past the audio issues.
Happy birthday, Ryan! For Ryan's birthday, I got him technical difficulties on Dicing with Death.
Happy birthday, Neil. Apparently you're 67.
I may be 67 today, but you are 28 today. Right?
Try again.
27?
27.
Okay.
Close enough.
You're 4 years?
3 years. Can you count? Too early for math.
Yeah, okay. So, happy birthday, Ryan. How are you doing? Are you doing anything?
Steve Rowland in chat, who's apparently also celebrating a birthday today.
Ooh, happy birthday, Steve Rowland. Are you doing anything fun, Steve Rowland? Or Ryan? But really, Steve Rowland.
Aaron and I went out for crepes for breakfast.
Ooh, fancy crepes.
Ooh,
dessert crepes or savory crepes?
She got a savory. I got the sweet. I had strawberry Nutella with like vanilla whipped cream. Super schwanky.
Reminds me of the good old days.
Yeah.
Crepes on crepes on crepes.
So I only got one instead of all you can eat.
Instead of endless crepes.
Yeah, and we had to pay like $8 for them instead of.
Oh my god.
Instead of vacuuming for your mom or whatever she charged.
We eat a lot of crepes as kids. I eat a lot of crepes today. Well, in general, not today actually.
Does your mom still make them for you?
No, I make crepes now. I make crepes for other people. So Dicing with Death. It's been
anything else to catch up on?
I don't know. How was your conference?
Good. Yeah.
Did you win?
Learned some things. I did get an award, second place award.
In a beauty contest? And you get $20?
I don't know if there's money involved. There might be. It's out of reach. I got a t-shirt and a coffee mug.
Nice. What was the thing that you won your prize for?
That was the poster contest between the students.
Do you have a poster you can show us?
No. It's at the office.
What a shame.
They don't care either.
They care. They care more than you would like to admit.
Yeah.
We all care. Anyway, so...
Look at my papers and bore yourself with the reading. Or don't. Just watch D&D instead. Way more entertaining.
I have tried to read some of your papers. But you're right. They are boring as shit.
I guess that's to speak to my skill as a writer.
Yes, and the density of the topic and, just Saturday night at 11:30 is not when you're like, yes, Ryan's dissertation on, iron nanoparticles. This is exactly what I want to be reading right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Dicing with Death.
Yeah.
So, where are you exactly?
I am in the keep, I believe.
Yes.
I just returned from my trip to Thornwood. I believe it is late at night or end of the day.
You returned from Thornwood and from your trip to the temple.
Yes.
Yes.
I think I stopped by the temple on the way back, or did I go and leave? I don't know. Anyways.
I think you... Yeah. Fine. You're at the keep.
I still need to head into Misty Rapids to turn in a quest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. We'll probably fast forward a little bit, maybe do some spell research, craft some quarterstaves.
Oh, right, because you need to spend some time doing that.
Set up library and laboratory with all the crap I lugged back from Thornwood.
Mm-hmm.
This is some super creepy music. Haunted Ramparts. That seems to sum up Misty Rapids Keep pretty well.
I thought so.
Courtesy of tabletopaudio.com.
Best audio website for your D&D needs.
Best audio for your tabletop. Okay. Where are we?
You're
Tripping
in the
Are we-
keep.
is it? I mean, okay. When are we? Is it?
I think it's late at night. I think you got back from your temple trip, ran into the keep, and that was that. You've got a cart now, remember?
I have a cart, a donkey, and a riding horse. All of which I think we have a stables in the keep.
Yeah.
So I'll just dock them there and probably not worry about it unless I have need of a cart at some point.
Sure.
But you never know. I wind up with a lot of bodies to bury, so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in this, something's buzzing. I think we're fine. All right. In the spirit of spooky haunted rampart music, why don't I check on the unicorn before bed? To see where it is, and maybe I'll take care of the bleeding for once.
Okay.
And scope out the. So tell me about the crypt or the dungeon again, and where they're located, and where the entrance is.
The dungeon entrance is next to the main hall, or it's in the main hall, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in through the front doors, it's to your right, right away to your right.
Okay. On this, and then across and to the right is the staircase up, correct?
I don't know what you mean by. Oh yeah, all the way down.
There's a dungeon door to your right. There's a throne in the very front, or not a throne, but like a big table and
and if you go all the way to and then to the right, that's where the staircase is. Yes.
Okay. All right.
The dungeons are locked. And
They are.
Yes. What's his name? Kel Greller keeps the key.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I do remember having to ask him for the key. Is there anyone in the Great Hall at this hour?
No, it's late.
Okay. I can just knock the door open, can't I?
If you'd like to.
Does that break it?
Nope.
It's replaceable?
Yep. Well, I mean, it doesn't replace the door. It won't break the door. It won't. It just,
But it it unlocks the lock and opens the door. It doesn't like blow it off its hinges.
Correct. You won't be able to relock it, but you can unlock it.
Why can't you? Am I not imagining this padlock?
No, it's not a padlock. It's like a skeleton key goes in the door.
Okay, so it's not like it automatically locks when you slam it shut.
Correct.
I believe, is there a reverse of knock that locks? Or is that just like a temporary wizard lock kind of thing?
I don't think there's a reverse, but I'm sure you could research a first level spell that
Locks.
maybe you can do that with a cantrip, actually.
There is the reverse spell lock closes and locks a door or similar closure. Right? There's a physical mechanism. Okay, so the spell exists. There is a reversed knock.
Fantastic.
It does not create a well, but it locks physically operating locking mechanisms. Up to 2 functions. Cannot affect a portcullis. Okay. I don't have that memorized, but question answered. I do have a knock memorized, and it's bedtime. So instead of finding Greller, I'll just gingerly knock the door open.
Okay,
Actually, there's no somatic components, so I whisper, "Open sesame." What's the term from Arabian Nights?
Open sesame.
Is that really what it is?
Abracadabra?
I don't know. It'll come to me in like an hour and a half. I'll randomly blurt out some strange word. In any case, I knock the door open to the dungeon and descend.
Yes, Open Sesame does come from the Arabian Nights.
Okay.
From Alibaba. Okay, the door slams open, the loud bang. leaving the stairway heading down into the dungeons to you. Stairway heads down for a flight and then turns left for another flight before you reach the lower areas.
About how many feet underground do I think I am? Like 1 story, 2 stories?
About a story underground. When you get to the bottom of the second flight, there is a square room that looks like the guardhouse. There are some weapons, there's some chains, there are keys. There's a small table and chair with a lantern and a deck of cards.
None of the keys to the cells or to the
No,
upstairs,
there looks like matched keys for
for locks.
for like manacles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All of this is stone.
Yes.
The keep itself is wood, correct? Or is the keep stone?
I believe the keep is. Ooh, I don't remember.
I don't know who's that. I know the wall is a wooden palisade wall.
Yes, I think this keep is wood too.
Okay. But the foundation and the dungeons are stone.
Right.
Okay. All right. I walk past the guardhouse and down to the row of cells.
How are you lighting your way?
Good question. With a candle.
Okay. You proceed down, and as you go forward, you see the row of cells, and in the last one is the unicorn, laying on its side, unable to lift its head.
Is there anyone in the other cells?
No.
Okay. I'd like to search the dungeons themselves for any secret exits or possible secret exits. Does this seem like a self-contained stone hallway, or would there be anywhere feasible to tunnel out or make a secret passageway to my workshop or anything of the sort?
Let's take a look. What is your perception skill?
Perception is 12.
Why, yes, you do indeed find a secret passage at the very back of this hallway with cells on either side of it. You get to the very end and start poking around, kind of feeling around, and you feel this really loose brick, this really loose stone. And as you try and pull it out, you can hear a like it feels like there's a spring on the other side of it. It's kind of resistant to pull out, and as you give it a tug, it slips from your hand, slaps back into place, and the wall recedes and then shifts to the side. Yes.
I take a glance at the unicorn next to me.
Its eyes are big. There's like tears running down one of them. Maybe tears of pain, tears of tiredness, of sadness.
I sigh and step into the secret passage.
Okay. Your candle reveals a narrow passage, maybe 3.5 feet wide, maybe 6.5 feet tall.
Does my direction sense function underground? Like, can I figure out which way this passageway is heading? So I guess I went down to the left.
You should be heading southward right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You notice that beside you in this little corridor, there's a small dial that seems to be slowly turning back. Like, you know, it's just kind of slightly.
Yeah, like timing before the door shuts. Do I think that if the door shuts, I wouldn't be able to get out?
It makes sense that there ought to be a way to open the door from either end.
Okay. Well, I'll hopefully be quick about it.
Okay.
Is
you
this
hear
a
coming
stone?
from the unicorn a few words in Elven. Do you speak Elven?
I do speak Elven.
You can hear this weird voice saying in Elven, "Help me."
Not kill me.
Help me. But now the door begins to slide back. The grating stone-on-stone sound masks whatever noise is coming from the unicorn.
It speaks with its mouth, or is it like telepathic?
Speaks with its mouth, it looks like. the door shuts itself again.
Ooh.
And you notice that the dial has stopped moving now.
Could I move the dial from this side?
Yeah, it's a rotatable dial.
Right. I head down the passageway. Stone, earthen.
Earthen the whole way. So you walk. And you keep walking. And you keep walking.
How many paces?
I don't know, like 5 minutes pass, and it's just been straight dirt.
Well, now you piqued my curiosity.
You keep walking?
I keep walking, yeah.
All right, 5 minutes slips into 10, and then into 20. You've been underground for like 20 minutes now. Your candle is burning, but it'll burn out eventually. How far do you want to take this path?
I got 6 candles. I'll give it up to an hour.
Okay. You keep trekking. And sure enough, an hour passes, you burn through a candle.
And it continues?
Yeah, and there have been no passageways, nothing to decorate, just the occasional wooden supports to cover this tunnel. I'm walking underground for about an hour-ish.
This is bizarre. How high is the passage?
6.5 feet.
Okay, so I couldn't ride a horse down here or anything to...
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading south, so into the tether
wilds.
I'm ways beneath the tether wilds at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe near the barrows? I don't know.
Maybe. If you're walking overland for an hour, you'd be around the barrows by now. But in this smaller passageway, you're going a little bit slower.
Yeah. What time did I get back? Like, what time of night is it, do I think? I got nothing. I got nothing to do for weeks. I'll light a second candle and keep walking.
Another 45 minutes passes when you see the end of the tunnel. There's a wooden staircase attached to the end of this thing that goes up to what looks to be a wooden trapdoor.
Is it above my head, or?
Yeah, the staircase goes up, and then there's just a trapdoor at the ceiling.
Am I able to open it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I climb the staircase, candle in left hand, and slide it just a crack.
Okay. It opens, and it's dark on the other side.
I open it wide enough to stick my candle up and at least get a 270-degree view into the room as I poke my head up.
You lift it up, and you see a brown fabric
Against the
wall?
wall?
Kind of like draping down in front of you. Either side, left and right, is a earthen wall, or stone wall on either side of you. And then directly in front of you, maybe 6 inches or so from where the door opens, is a brown fabric.
All right, I open the trapdoor completely and ascend the rest of the staircase, looking around. So is there a wall behind me?
Yeah, it's a small room just big enough for this trapdoor with earth on 3 sides, stone on 3 sides, stone ceiling, and fabric before you.
I slide the fabric to the side and peer past it.
You slide this fabric aside, and you're looking inside a small tomb.
Probably in the barrows. I step into the tomb, illuminating with a candle.
Okay. The fabric falls back into place, and you see that it is this, like a flag, sort of sigil-like flag hanging down with the emblem of the Song family on it. Across from you is a similar flag draped down. To your left is the entranceway, which is just a barred gate, like a portcullis style gate. And to your right is a large sarcophagus.
Just one sarcophagus in here?
Yes.
Okay. The barred gate is locked.
You haven't tried it yet, but it would make sense for it to be locked.
I confirm.
Yes, it's locked.
Is there anything behind the other flag?
No, just wall.
Okay. But the fabric that I moved aside is the flag, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Any inscriptions on the tomb to indicate who it is?
Yes, this appears to be Baron Song's great-grandfather.
Sarcophagus is vertical or horizontal? Okay.
Actually, when you look back at your other flag and move it around, you notice that, well, you can now see through this illusion. There's an illusionary wall behind the flag to make it look like solid stone.
So at one point there was a powerful wizard here.
This is the second tomb you've discovered with an illusionary wall in it.
Yes, indeed. I am immune to first level illusions, I think, with 19 int. Is that correct?
I think so.
Yeah. But I am, yeah. So is this a phantasmal force spell?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So then I would still be under its effects. The thought does cross my mind to open the tomb, or open the sarcophagus. But
Have you never seen a dead person before?
are you kidding? Too many. Too many.
Many puppies.
It's
a Primus song.
A famous song?
A Primus song.
Okay.
That's what happens when you're married to Lauren. You learn Primus songs.
I do have a detect magic in my pocket, so I'll go ahead and cast that.
You detect magic from behind the curtain, behind the
Illusory
flag.
wall. Yes.
And that's it.
Okay. Undead wouldn't necessarily be magical, right? Do I know?
That's a good point. I think most undead would be magical. There might be a few that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the majority of undead would be magical. Like maybe those wraiths you fought earlier wouldn't be.
Okay, but like a zombie that was raised by a necromancer would radiate necromancy.
Yes.
Like okay, or a lich or a vampire. Lich definitely. A vampire, maybe not.
Maybe
Although-
not. Naturally
Although-
occurring magical undead. Not.
Yeah. Although what vampire worth salt doesn't have a magical item or two.
Right.
Okay. I will leave Sleeping Songs lie and begin the long, nearly 2-hour walk back down the passageway. All said and done, I will have burned, let's say, 4 candles.
Yeah. Sure. You make your way back through the passageway, arriving back in the dungeons, back at the little dial by the stone wall.
Mm-hmm. Do I know who's been bleeding the unicorn?
It's either been Greller or Song. You're not sure which one. Maybe they take turns.
Yeah. I turn the dial.
It's kind of hard to shift. It takes a lot of force to really crank it. But once you get it to a certain point, it clicks and the wall recesses towards you and then shifts to the side.
Okay. I step in and put the brick back in place. That triggers it.
No, the brick kind of like pulls and then snaps back in.
Okay.
It's already in place.
Right. All right. I kneel beside the unicorn and like pat its muzzle. Whisper in Elven.
please.
I know, brave prince. Does it look like it is in need of being bled?
It looks like it's barely alive. You can see bloody patches all along its side where its torturers have been like leeching it or bleeding it.
Got to figure out what, if any, purpose this unicorn could serve. Otherwise, it makes no sense. But it is, yeah.
Oh, please help me.
Soon, I hope.
They're mad. They're mad.
I stand up to walk away. Slowly enough that it could get in another word, but
It doesn't have the energy.
yeah. I return to my chambers and get some rest.
You get to the top of the staircase and find the door shut and locked.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because I'm napping in the dungeon.
Do you have a second knock spell?
I don't. I can blink through the door.
Okay.
I think that's what I do. I can reduce myself 60%. Would that allow me to slide between
No.
bars? Oh, I have Wraith form.
Okay, and Wraith form would allow
I got
you
Wraith
to
form.
move
Yeah,
through the
Wraith
lock and around the edges, but this is a solid wood door, so you can't. There's no bars to squeeze between.
I 100% can Wraith form under the door.
Yeah,
you
not a problem.
wraithed wraiths at me through a solid door.
Reduce through a door,
Okay, yeah.
but you can
Yeah, I
Wraith form through it.
believe Wraith form doesn't have any serious spell components. It's gauze and a wisp of smoke, if I'm correct. So I just use the last nub of my candle
Okay.
to set the gauze on fire, turn into a wraith, and slide through the cracks in the door.
You are through the door.
And I wraith my way back to up the staircase.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Back to my room.
All right, you get back to your room. The sun is almost coming up. You can see the sky lightening in the east. You spent all night walking through underground tunnels.
Yeah. Kick the dirt off my shoes and go to sleep.
Okay, you pass out. Wake up the next afternoon. Maybe not afternoon, but late the next morning.
Yeah. Okay. When I rise, I think I'll rememorize the same. There's detect magic, deep pockets,
Mm-hmm.
knock, wraith form. Yeah, sure. Cool. And after I memorize spells, I'll probably spend a little bit, maybe an hour or two, cranking away at my research. What was it? Was I researching a spell?
No, you have no spells that you're researching currently.
What else was in... Oops. Let me consult Ramdal's spellbook. See if there's anything worth learning. Light. Ventriloquism. Unseen servant. Wizard mark. Bind. Detect invis. ESP. No alignment could be fun. Check my own alignment. Locate object. Magic mouth. Strength. Explosive runes. Can't learn hold person. Lemon's tiny hut. Lightning bolt. I don't know. I may need to think on this. We'll see. So then I'll have spent that study time starting to organize the library.
Cool.
If there's anything on unicorns, that'd be cool to know. There were like 100 and some odd books, weren't there?
Yes, there is a book that looks like it might have something on unicorns, and as you flip through it, sure enough, there is a section on them.
Cool.
Feel free to familiarize yourself with page 353 of the Monstrous Manual.
Okay.
If you wish. That's the unicorn page. Feel free to read that at any time to understand whatever you'd like about these creatures.
Unicorns. blah, blah. Woodland homes, reclusive, play with pixies, speak their own language as well as other sylvan creatures and elves. Did this unicorn have a beard?
Have a beard, like the little
goatee?
No.
Males, I guess, have chin beards.
No, there's no goatee on this one.
Okay, so it was a female. Unicorn can teleport. So I guess this one is so badly wounded that it like can't even use its, or it's like never, it hasn't had a chance to rest to regain its daily spell or something like that.
Something like that. You seem to recall Baron Song saying something about teleporting
Yeah.
when you first ran into him about the unicorn.
Protect forests, 400 square miles. Lone unicorns occasionally allow themselves to be tamed and ridden by a human or elf maiden of pure heart and good alignment. I don't think I meet many of those criteria, do I?
No. I guess you got the human part.
Maybe a maiden?
No.
Pure heart?
No.
Good alignment?
No.
Okay, here we go. Lifespan. Unicorn horns are strongly sought after. All right. Horn can be used to make 2 to 12 potions of healing. Horns sell for 1,500 GP on the open market. That is the only valuable component. That's not even that much. Like, is it really worth murdering this creature, this holy creature, for?
I guess the book that you have would also say that there are other components useful for the unicorn as well. Its blood is used in a few things. The powdered unicorn hoof is used in a few things. Some things call for horsehair, but if you replace it with unicorn hair, it's a little bit more potent.
God, do we chop up this unicorn and sell it for parts? All right, I packed this, or I don't know, tuck this information away for later. Think what to do with it. It'd probably be better to kill it and chop it for parts than to keep bleeding it in the dungeon. Lesser of two evils. We'll think about it. Does it say what the blood could be used for?
Some potions require unicorn's blood.
Does it need to be fresh, or can it be preserved?
It doesn't specify.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the blood can be used as part of the resistance to charm or held. If you want to be making like a protection from charm spell or a protection from holding spell or potion, you would want to use some unicorn blood in that. You could probably use elf blood instead, but unicorn blood is a little bit better.
Okay. Okay, possession of a unicorn horn is a sovereign remedy against all poisons. Is that just having the unicorn horn, or do you have to use it up? This possession of one is a sovereign remedy against all poisons.
That's a good question.
Okay, it doesn't specify how it would be used to cure poison.
Correct.
All right, that's probably all I get out of today.
Okay.
And I will head into town to speak with Marjorie.
Are you working on your staff today?
Maybe later. Let's go turn in this quest first.
You go to speak with Marjorie. Just moving back the staff each day that you don't work on the
Oh.
staff. I move it back one day.
Yeah, we haven't confirmed that. Yeah. Did it look like there was unicorn blood just like pooling on the floor? Like, were
No.
they collecting the blood, or is it just like,
They were just bleeding him to keep him weak.
okay?
Or treating her to keep her weak. But you make it back to Misty Rapids. Beautiful little town that it is.
Yeah, I would have ridden my horse in town. My riding horse.
The one that you rented.
Yes, and cast Deep Pockets.
Fantastic. You load up your gear, hop on your phantom horse, and make it into town.
Indeed. And I head to the First Falls Inn, which does or does not have a stables.
There's a small area to tie up your horse.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I tie up my horse and approach the inn. Is Marjorie within sight?
She's out front sweeping the porch.
Okay. Marjorie, my dear.
Ah, she says with an excited look on her face and comes running down the steps. So,
I have some good news for you. Your family is freed.
oh, thank God. She gives you
They
a
are-
huge hug.
I make an awkward face.
Yeah. Eventually,
They
she
are-
lets go and backs up to look at you, hands still on your shoulders.
They are safely home in Thornwood.
I don't know what to say, Carl. After everything I did to you, after the lies, I guess I didn't do that much, but after the lying and you, thank you.
I nod. We all do what we must to survive.
You're not
It's the nature of mortality.
half as bad as the rumors say you are.
I shrug. I don't know if you should let that get out. Might ruin my reputation.
Mum's the word.
So, will you return to Thornwood? Your family said you ought to return at once. Apparently, a eager butcher boy is awaiting your return.
Oh, I forgot about him almost.
It was the first thing they said upon release.
Well,
Apparently they haven't.
you know how arranged marriages go.
I don't, but
Oh,
I have an avid imagination.
well, your parents say you get to marry the butcher's boy, and then they plan your wedding, and then you go through with it, and now you have a husband. Or your family gets kidnapped from you somewhere after where they told you you're marrying the butcher's boy, and you get sent away by a crazy woman to go talk to a murderous wizard, and then end up working in a tavern. Life is interesting. I honestly can't imagine going back to working to my old life and marrying the butcher's boy after all this excitement.
Well, hopefully the excitement has died down for now. Lady Redshield is on the lam, and well, I think my pursuers have given up for now.
Well,
Hopefully, all will be quiet in Misty Rapids.
I guess there's no reason whatsoever for me to stay then.
That choice is yours to make, Marjorie.
Well, she says awkwardly.
Yes, we must all decide for ourselves the life of adventure or the life of a butcher's wife.
Well, there's not much adventure in keeping an inn. I should probably see my family and. Jeff is nice, but I don't expect he'd want to keep me around here forever.
Is Jeff the owner of the...
Yeah. All right, well then. I should go tell him I'm heading back home. If you ever
That's what it is then.
come through Thornwood, do swing by and say hi. She gives you directions to where she lives in Thornwood.
Well, if you ever need anything more, and I sort of pause and think back at all this. Yeah, maybe not. ...
She flashes you one of her broad, winning smiles, and kind of gives a slight shrug and walks back inside. You can hear her calling for Jeff, the innkeeper. And as you resaddle your horse, or get your horse back ready to ride, you can actually see them through the doors. He's giving her a big hug, and she's getting ready to go. Takes off to grab the rest of her stuff. Do we know Georg's birthday? As long as
I think we rolled for it and you wrote it down. Okay. I think it's sometime in November or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Chat is so upset that we are not planting the seeds for future cyber sex.
Yeah, I think that's...
How old is Marjorie? Marjorie's young, isn't she?
Yeah. She's well within your age range.
Come on, guys. I'm a 6th level wizard. I'm way out of her league.
Your birthday is November 3rd.
Okay. I was all ready to make a joke about butchering life being bloodier than adventuring, but she kept interrupting me.
Oh.
All right, I saddle up my horse.
Okay. What else are you going to do for the day?
I guess head back to the keep and do my things.
Okay. What spell would you like to learn?
Hadn't decided yet. Maybe like could be useful. Ooh, Unseen Servant. Find Kinky.
Did you have a spell in mind?
I think I'll work on No Alignment.
Okay. And what level is that?
2nd level.
And what's your chance to learn?
Chance to learn is 95% minus 15, so 80%.
Okay. You start working on No Alignment. And you return your living horse to the stable keeper.
It's my living horse. Oh, you mean to get my money back?
Yeah. Or you could keep it because you put down the full horse price deposit.
I think I don't need 75 gold. I think I'll just keep it stable at the keep in case I need it again.
Okay. Cool. You head back to Misty Rapids and study.
Okay.
How long do you want to skip forward in time?
Let's at least 2 days to get me recovered to full HP. I will return to working on staff, so I will get in some hours that day.
Okay.
Move that date back forward.
Sure. The second day, not this day, not the next, but the...
So this is the day where I'm back to full HP.
Yeah, you're back to full HP. You wake up in the morning. You're getting ready to go out and work on your staff for a little while when a rider comes in through the front gate. You guys are seated in the main hall, just having finished up breakfast, getting ready for your day. The guards are there, or the soldiers are there. Kel Greller's there. Kel Crystal's there. Someone else is on the gate. Baron Song is here, having food with everyone. When this rider comes in through the door, kind of breathless, stands at attention for a moment and says, There's a peasant uprising, sir. Rebellion in the west. Baron Song looks around at the table.
So we're having breakfast in the Great Hall.
Yeah, your breakfast is finishing up. You're getting ready. Like, you're getting out of your seat, saying one more thing to this person. Someone's clearing your dishes. Baron Song looks about. Gives a big sigh. Turns to Greller and says, "Did you take care of this one for me?" Greller gives a bit of a nod. And gets up, grabs his sword from where it was leaning against a wall, and heads over to follow the rider back out.
I sort of look expectantly to Lord Song.
He's already turned back to his food, head down, bread in the trencher.
I think I stand up and follow Greller and the messenger out, at least to get a little more information.
Okay. You find Greller mounting up on his big scary war horse outside.
He takes like 10 minutes to get his armor on, or was he taking breakfast in his armor?
I guess he had some on. Like, he had the breastplate on. He's got to get the rest put on. So he's getting his horse ready. Someone else is bringing out the rest of his armor.
Does he have a squire, or does he just have...
He does not have a squire at the current time.
The men-at-arms help him suit up.
Yeah.
He has plate mail? Or...
He is wearing chainmail. Okay, so actually he already had his chainmail on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I walk over. What town is it? That's uprising?
Hamlet.
Which Hamlet? Or is that the name?
Appleton.
What's it over this time?
Apparently there have been bandits raiding the area. We put a stop to them as much as possible, but town got hit a few times. Some other murders in the area. Say we're not protecting them well enough. They've kicked out the sheriff.
Well then.
Well, time to go reinstate the sheriff, tell the people who's boss, and try and round up some of these bandits to calm them down.
Think you need a hand?
No. They're just peasants.
Oh. Okay then.
Okay.
Somewhat dejected, Georg slinks back to his workshop.
Yep.
Nobody needs me.
You have a whole list of quests open.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Can I open my quest log? I thought I had solved everything I had. I mean, I guess I'm looking. I mean,
all right. You got the unicorn blood, or the unicorn issues.
Yeah.
There's still the matter of getting Baron Song and Lady Dissect together.
I don't know that I accepted these quests. I guess I technically listened. I didn't walk away while they were talking, but
Baron Song still wants you to find some sort of way to send secret messages to people.
Yeah.
And a way to lock his treasure up. That's not a wizard lock where only you can get through it, but some sort of magical locking mechanism to prevent it from being robbed.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's really the only major quest lines.
Yeah, Georg is still looking for the air fortress, or daydreaming about the air fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. And we're waiting on, I guess, time is just ticking on the Displacer Beast.
Yeah.
All right, then. I'll keep pounding away on my staff, studying up. Maybe I should do some clairvoyance and clairaudiencing. Oh, can you add clairaudience to my spell list?
Oh, yes. Yes, I can.
And I think I need material components for that, which I should check if I can make.
Well, I think this is maybe not quite a perfect time for break yet. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing going forward, or are you just going to take some time and rest and learn and study and build?
How much longer is it for my staff?
You're on the 29th. I'm sorry, you're on the 21st. The staff will be finished on the 31st, so 10 days.
Okay. Maybe I'll hang around here at least until that's done. I may consider seeing if I can make any progress with scrying, as in if I can do any research with clairvoyance or clairaudience that would further any of my goals.
Okay.
But we'll probably skip forward another 10 days. And maybe a few more if I can make my own spell components.
Okay.
I think I need a tiny horn or something weird.
For clairaudience? Yeah.
Yeah. What does it say? Oh, that's quick.
All right. So,
A small horn of at least 100 GP value. Does that need to be, is that consumed in the casting?
if it doesn't say otherwise, yeah.
Okay.
So clairaudience is probably a less common spell to cast.
Yeah. Well, pineal gland, I mean, I guess
That's cheap. Harder to find,
Yeah.
possibly, but cheap.
I need to make an arrangement. So I will make an arrangement with a butcher in town to get those pineal glands. If I didn't already, did I? I talked about it, but I don't think I actually did.
Yeah, that's a easy thing
Yeah.
to do. We don't need to roll
And
that.
I'll probably try to make some horns, some small horns worth 100 GP. So I'm assuming if I make them myself, they can be 50 GP of material components.
Yeah,
They're
and
pretty typical.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't even know what that's probably like straight up gold or something, right?
I think so.
Tiny golden horns.
Yeah.
Strange. Okay. I guess we'll deal with that after this break.
Yeah, sure. Actually, let's just round out that day where you learn no alignment.
I do learn it.
Yes, you
Okay.
do. And why don't we take our break here, and we'll come back with more Dicing with Death in just a little bit. Bye-bye.